The workshop hummed with the quiet efficiency of precision machinery, as Adnan carefully adjusted the neural interface connections on the prosthetic limb. His weathered hands, scarred from years of engineering work, moved with practiced grace across the alien anatomy he'd been studying for months. The young Zephyrian child, barely the equivalent of 8 human years, watched with wide, luminescent eyes as the human worked tirelessly to restore what had been lost. "Almost finished, little one," Adnan murmured, his voice gentle despite the language barrier. The child, whose name roughly translated to Bright Wing in their clicking musical language, had lost her primary locomotion appendage in a mining accident on the outer rim of their shared colony world. Nehal entered the workshop carrying a steaming cup of synthetic coffee, her medical scanner beeping softly as she monitored the child's vital signs. "The integration points are showing perfect compatibility," she reported, her analytical mind cataloging every detail. "I've never seen bioneural adaptation rates like this between species." The Zephyrians were a proud ancient race whose technology had stagnated millennia ago. Their crystalline exoskeletons and energy-based physiology had seemed incompatible with human prosthetics until Adnan had proposed something unprecedented. A hybrid approach that merged human engineering innovation with Zephyrian biocrystalline structures. "The key was understanding that we weren't just replacing a limb," Adnan explained as he made final calibrations. "We were creating a bridge between 2 completely different evolutionary paths, human adaptability meeting Zephyrian permanence." The prosthetic itself was a marvel, part organic interface, part quantum mechanical miracle. Adnan had spent sleepless weeks reverse engineering Zephyrian cellular structures, then another month developing a neural translator that could convert human-designed electrical impulses into the bioluminescent energy patterns that powered Zephyrian movement. "Try it now," Nehal encouraged, her scanner ready to detect any rejection or compatibility issues. Brightwing tentatively activated the new appendage. The crystalline surface shimmered, then began to glow with the same soft blue radiance as her natural limbs. She took one experimental step, then another. Joy radiated through her bioluminescent patterns, a rainbow of colors that both humans had learned meant pure happiness. But their celebration was interrupted by a deep harmonic vibration that seemed to emanate from the very air around them. The workshop's walls began to resonate, and outside they could see massive ships descending through the cloud cover. Ships that dwarfed even the largest human vessels. "The Royal Fleet," Nehal whispered, her medical training instantly cataloging the potential implications. But why would the Zephyrian queen herself come here? Within minutes, the workshop was surrounded by an honor guard of towering Zephyrian warriors, their exoskeletons blazing with ceremonial patterns, and through their ranks walked a figure that commanded absolute reverence, Queen Vaelthera, whose bioluminescence was so intense it created its own aurora in the dimming afternoon light. The queen's massive form, nearly 3 meters tall and radiating authority from every crystalline surface, paused at the workshop's entrance. Her compound eyes, each the size of Adnan's fist, focused on the human engineer with an intensity that made the air itself seem to vibrate. "Human!" The queen's voice was like a symphony of crystalline chimes translated through advanced vocal modulators. "I have traveled 17 systems to witness what my subjects claimed impossible." Adnan stood his ground, though Nehal instinctively moved to flank him. "Your Majesty, we simply helped a child in need." "Simple?" The queen's bioluminescence shifted to patterns neither human could interpret. "For 3,000 years, our finest bioengineers have failed to restore damaged neural pathways. Our wounded remain incomplete, their life energy forever diminished. Yet you, a species we have known for barely 50 standard years, achieve in months what we could not in millennia." Brightwing, who had been hiding behind a workbench, suddenly ran forward on her new limb. She performed what Adnan and Nehal recognized as a traditional Zephyrian gratitude display, her patterns creating a complex light show that brought tears to both humans' eyes. "But it was not just the technical achievement," the queen continued, her massive head tilting as she studied Adnan. "My intelligence networks report that you refused payment, that you worked without sleep for weeks, that you studied our most sacred biocrystalline texts with a reverence that shamed many of our own scholars." "She needed help," Adnan said simply. "That's what humans do." The queen was silent for a long moment, her bioluminescence cycling through what Nehal's cultural training identified as deep contemplation patterns. Finally, she spoke again. In our language, we have a concept that has no human equivalent, Velthuron. It means one who creates possibility where none existed before. It is the highest honor we can bestow upon a non-Zephyrian. She paused, and every member of her honor guard began displaying synchronized light patterns. Today you become the first human to be named Velthuron. But the queen wasn't finished. More than that, our species partnership changes today. No longer will we simply coexist on this world. I formally request that you establish a permanent bioengineering academy here. Teach our people what you have shown today, that the greatest achievements come not from ancient knowledge alone, but from the courage to imagine new possibilities. Adnan looked at Nehal, seeing his own amazement reflected in her eyes. They had simply helped a child and somehow changed the course of interstellar relations forever. We would be honored, Your Majesty, Nehal said, speaking for both of them. As the royal fleet departed at sunset, Brightwing played with other Zephyrian children, her artificial limb indistinguishable from her natural ones. She ran and jumped with a joy that made her entire body shine like a small star. You know what the real miracle is? Adnan asked as they watched her play. What's that? We proved something today that I think the universe needed to know. When different species stop seeing differences as barriers and start seeing them as possibilities, there's literally nothing we can't accomplish together. Above them, the first stars were beginning to shine. And for the first time since humanity had ventured into space, the future felt truly limitless.